All right, so we've got about 45 minutes until we start boarding, and my favorite kind of what's in my camera bag videos are when somebody's actually on their trip, traveling, or on their job, and you can really see what actually makes it into the bag for a given job. And so what's in my camera bag should really ideally have like a specific purpose in mind when you're making it. And so for this one, this is what's in my camera bag 2020, specifically for a hybrid coverage wedding trip. And this is just a fly in, shoot the wedding, and then fly home the following morning. All right, so in the Peak Design messenger bag, I keep the drone. This is the DJI Mavic Air 2. I've also got a LaCie 4TB hard drive. I've got a SanDisk 1TB SSD. A small Aperture MC RGB LED light. Just some lens and camera sensor protectors. The Apple AirPods. And I've also got two chargers, one for the MacBook Pro and one for the iPad Pro 12.9 2020. This usually stays in the messenger bag as well. And then the MacBook Pro was in the everyday backpack 20 liter. So yeah, we've got the iPad, the chargers, the drone, the hard drives. I've also got some memory cards in here, some SD cards, as well as an SD card reader. And that'll do it for the messenger bag. I also occasionally keep some spare batteries or dead batteries in here as well. It also has pockets on either side, and so sometimes I'll take advantage of that. But there is some extra space in here, and as you can see, it has a variety of adjustments, so you can either compress it all the way, or if you need to overstuff it, you can use one of these top latches. Alright, so next up, we've got the Peak Design Everyday Backpack version 2. This is the 20 liter. And I've got the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and that fits in there no problem. It can also fit the iPad at the same time with the Magic Keyboard on there as well. So, I mean, this thing really can hold a ton of gear. And you'll see that in just a sec. So on the side here, I've just got my glasses case. I didn't want to pack it in the top here. It's just starting to get too tight of a fit, and also I was accessing contents out of the top. So these side pockets actually expand, and then when they're not in use, they have a magnetic system that keeps them streamlined so they're not snagging on anything. So the whole bag is like that. The straps as well have a magnetic component to them so that they stay against the back of the backpack. So at all times, this bag really is like as streamlined as you can possibly get. So you pack your gear from either side and also from the top. So I've got the EOS R with a 35mm 1.8. This was the secondary camera that I used for the wedding. This was on my left side on the Black Rapid Dual Breathe strap system. I've got the Black Rapid Dual Breathe strap, and I'm using the Canon R6 with RF 70-200 2.8 and battery grip on my right, and on my left I've got the Canon EOS R with the 35mm macro 1.8, also with the battery grip. I also brought the Peak Design slide strap just in case I wanted to use a single camera. Now you can break down the Black Rapid Breathe system, but I decided just to keep it as is and bring this strap in addition to it. A lot of what I do is testing, and that means that sometimes I'll bring more gear than what's actually necessary, and that's so that I can figure out what gear I think is going to suit my lifestyle best. So on the other side, we've got the Canon EOS R6 with the RF 70 to 200. Also using the battery grip. And I also brought the new RF Samyang 85mm 1.4. And this lens really was worth its weight in gold. As soon as the sun started to set and the lighting became a little bit more challenging to shoot in, this bright 1.4 aperture absolutely saved the day, and we came away with a lot of really excellent photos and videos because of it. With the EOS R6 having IBIS, the ability to use the 85 unstabilized lens for video is made possible. Without IBIS, this lens is not usable for video, at least not handheld, but with the R6, it's good to go.
Okay.
I brought the GoPro, and you'll see some footage of this. This was mounted on top of the R6 for some behind the scenes and also just some extra video capabilities. If I wanted to make sure that I captured a moment 100%, I'll turn this on as well. But for the most part, I brought this along on top of the camera for some BTS, and so that I can review my technique and how things go at the weddings. And that is the GoPro Hero 8. Now in the top, this is just kind of the catch-all part of the bag. Now I was stowing the EOS RP with a 24-105 kit f4 lens in the top here, but that's what I'm currently using for this video. This is the Black Rapid Breathe double strap system. I used it for my first time yesterday at the wedding all day, and I highly recommend this. This was just an absolute dream to use, and I had two heavy cameras, both with battery grips on either side, and it was still comfortable all day. This is the Rode Wireless Go microphone kit, which is also being used right now, but it typically stays in this pouch, in this bag. I've also got with me the Rode Video Micro, and this was on the EOS R on my left side, and then I had the GoPro on the R6 on my right side. So at any given moment, if I needed to capture a speech or just something important with audio, I would have the capability with this microphone here. At one point for the ceremony, I also put the Rode Video Mic Go down on the ground behind the officiant so I could capture some extra audio, as opposed to miking up the groom. I think with the preamps in the Rode microphones, that you can capture some decent audio just by having it in the nearby proximity. I also brought a headlamp in case I needed that for the videos. I really like the idea of having a mobile hands-free light, and it's just on your head, so wherever you need to point that light, you can do that and operate a camera at the same time. Highly recommend that system. And then I've also got a second strap. This is I think this is called the Slide Lite, but it's Peak Design's smallest, most streamlined full strap system. And that pretty much wraps it up. You know, I've just got my wallet in here, and I've got the Peak Design capture clip down here on the bottom, which is so nice for traveling, being able to move through the airport and in and out of vehicles and have the camera still on my shoulder so I don't have to go back into the bag constantly or occupy one of my hands with it is very helpful. So I highly recommend the Peak Design capture clip system. And then I do have the extra waist straps on this bag. Now for this trip I did not use it. I think they're good, but I'm not sure these are going to stay. I did want to test them out, but I find that I'm not really wearing the bag for that long. But if I do have to, then I would recommend using the waist straps. But if it's just going to be a lot of stop and go stuff, a lot of picking it up, putting it down, I'd probably just leave these at home. So I'd also just like to include a brief tutorial on how to efficiently pack the cameras in the bags when you're traveling through an airport, especially because when you go through security, you're going to have to take out all of the cameras from your bags, so you want to make sure that they can come out and go back in very efficiently. So for the Peak Design Everyday Backpack version 2, I just fold this one tab down here, and that's so that with a battery grip, this camera will just slide in like so, and then we'll switch over to the other side, and that's where the EOS R is going to go. So again, you'll fold one of those tabs down if you're using the battery grip. The lens goes into the deep portion, and then it just sits flush with the flap like that. And so you can see how easily that comes in and also pulls out. So that's the cameras that I have here. The other one is going to be sitting up top here on top of everything else that I can grab it quickly. But for the most part, when I'm traveling, I'm going to have the RP as the video camera because it's so small, and I just keep it right on the peak design capture clip. So the other camera that needs to come out, the last one, is the drone from the messenger bag. And this is the smaller of the two messenger bags. I believe it's 13 liters. But I have the dividers set so that the drone in its own carrying case will just pull right out. And I've got the handle oriented on the top so that I can easily just pull that right out. And then everything else that goes in the bag is in the second divider. So that just comes right out, goes into one of the bins, and then I'm good to go. All right, so I think that's going to do it for the what's in my bag for a 24-hour hybrid wedding coverage photo and video system. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.